starting off with Toast. What do you have for us?
I would have done Amigami-sama, which is what's that
Y-
one? The one where the dude marries the three sisters, but three
Yeah, or
episodes
whatever.
in,
Yeah, in
some
the
weird
temple.
shit happened, so I want to talk about that later.
Okay.
So, what am I covering? What's it called?
This is Kimi wa Meido-Sama, or You Are Miss Servant. But the
See, what
Meido,
now?
it,
Yeah, continue what you're saying.
yeah, the Meido is written with the kanji for Hades, or like the underworld, essentially.
Ha ha ha
So,
ha. But why is it called, why is it Miss Servant and not Miss Maid? Like,
I don't know why the localization
are we
is like
getting,
that.
I don't know.
Yeah, the I you know me with these title localizations, it's never great. But yeah, this is a manga original, I believe. Yeah, this is a manga
Yes.
original. I believe it's being made by or adapted, sorry, by Felix Film, who did apparently
We met,
Nekopata.
yeah, and they did some other stuff. But
Okay.
let me go back to the title. Miss Servant. Is this another chained soldier situation where you can't say
Uh,
slave?
No,
Are we
you
gonna
can
go back to this?
definitely
I'll
say
always bring this up.
maid,
no.
but
The problem
if
is,
I had to
yeah, the
guess, it's
problem.
because dummies
Yeah,
who fucking translate these titles are like,
with
no,
the
you see,
dictionaries.
Western audiences are going to be too stupid to understand that a maid can do more than, a fucking clean.
Yeah, yeah.
So
God,
that would be my best guess as to why they would call it servant, because servant then, the implication is they're pretty much like running your household at that point.
I might as well not call it Miss Housekeeper because that's what her role in the series is.
the problem is it's also I don't know. It's like also the servant stuff also slightly gets away from, although in it's hard to translate it in English, but I think they should have kept it in maid because the maid bill
And that's
part
in the little,
is
yeah.
important in the pun. But yeah.
But yeah,
Anyways,
you said Felix Films. Felix Films is also,
yes.
other than Nekapara, they've also done Heron-san. That might be their most famous
Ah,
work.
Haren-san. Yes, 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 yes. I saw that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Urasekai Picnic.
Uh-huh.
And I guess some people like it, but MF Ghost? Sure.
So you're on a streak with Felix films, is what you're saying? Is you're
I,
continuing the legacy of MF Ghost into
I
this?
mean, I didn't do Heron-san. That was dark, right?
Yeah, 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 that
Yep.
was our.
And then what is it? 50 gold coins. That was also, or 80,000 gold coins. That was also dark. That's also Felix
I'm
Films.
pretty sure that was you.
Was it?
I did not cover that. I simply watched it later on and was like, oh wow, this is actually
Oh
pretty
yeah, he
decent.
he
Oh,
he
okay,
joined
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, he joined you. Yeah.
Does that mean I have to do Talker? Because stupid Isekai Talker's on here too. That's
That
also
does
Felix
mean you
Films.
have to do Talker.
I might, I might lean towards that then, because I do like my themed reviews. Okay, yeah,
Mm.
I might do that later. Okay, so
Yeah.
story goes, a mysterious maid. I keep calling her maid. Mysterious servant, Miss Servant, comes to this high school boy's home, and his name is Hitayoshi Yokoya. So Hitayoshi, and then the maid is like, "Hey, dude, let me work for you." And he's like,
Uh-huh.
"Why do I need a maid?" And then she mentions that a like who are you and why have you come to my house? Even though his house is super unkempt and there's garbage bags everywhere. She's like,
Yes. Yeah.
what's the famous quote? Okay, I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate, kind of thing. You know,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
that. That's the Spaceballs reference I just looked up because I'm topical. But yeah, she's like I guess a distant relative. My former master said I should take care of you, and he's like, no, no thanks. You're a weird maid. What do you do? And she's like, oh, I specialize in assassinations. And he's like, no, I don't need that. And she's like, oh damn, I guess I'll leave. And then she leaves, but then she forgets like a bell, at his house, and then as she's walking away, the main character Hitayoshi, Yokoya Hitayoshi, he's like, "Hey, Miss Maid, or sorry, Miss Servant, you dropped this," and he goes running into the street to catch her. Guess what happens when he goes running into the street?
Truck, car,
Yeah, hell yeah, he gets hit by a truck.
almost gets isekai.
Yeah,
He
just
does
kidding. The
not get
maid
hit by a
saves
truck.
him. Yeah, the maid's. Sorry, I keep calling her a maid. I'm sorry. The servant,
The
Miss,
servant,
the
yes.
Miss Servant, gets him out of the way in the nick of time, and he's like, "Oh, I guess you saved my life, or what is it? I owe you my life, so I guess I could hire you as my Miss Servant." So that's
Okay.
basically it. Now there's only 2 episodes that I've seen, and that's
What's
about it.
the so like putting obviously because the first episode is more about setting up the entire thing. In terms of the second episode, what's the balance between, say, an overarching plot, or is it more episodic, or what's the slice of life drama? What's the balance here?
Uh, in episode 1, there was, I guess, they do stuff. It's trying to
What sort of stuff?
miss miss servants all like, oh, I'm an assassin. I'm cold. I'm cold-hearted and whatnot. So, but then
So is that like
Hitayoshi
a
shows her
huge
some
focus?
warmth, and she's like, oh, this warmth is kind of cool. And he was like, oh, hey, he was like, oh, hey, do you like tonkatsu? And she's like, and she was like, I only eat for nutrition purposes. I don't care about the taste. This tonkatsu is okay, I guess, but there's some warmth. And he's like, oh, you should try this one, this tonkatsu sauce. And she's like, why would I care about tonkatsu sauce? Never mind, this thing is delicious. So now she likes tonkatsu sauce. So that's a cool character trait.
So it's a lot of it's sort of what we talked about during the previews, right? We or what we predicted during the previews, where it said it's a lot of, oh, I'm a cool, quiet maid who knows not very emotion because of my past or whatever. But then the protagonist shows her how these warm, fuzzy, regular slice of life
Shows her
stuff can
how to
happen, and
become
she's like,
human and not an
yeah, yeah,
assassin. Yeah.
exactly, exactly, yep, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep,
All right.
yeah.
And then episode 2, they found a dog.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, we must take care of this dog, and that's cool dog stuff.
So this is it is episodic right
Yeah.
now is yes, okay. And do you think that you obviously haven't read the manga, but do you think
I
that
read the manga.
it's shaped. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, does
that's
it
why I mentioned this series because yeah.
okay, well, does this stay pretty much all episodic, or do you in the anime, or I guess in the story, does it kind of is there an overarching thing that pushes in
Eh,
afterwards?
they're the other than the slice of life with Yoshi and Miss Unnamed Maid, but
Uh,
her name. I mean, I don't even remember who it was in episode 2, but I, her I believe he named her Yuki because she made this whole thing about, oh, I'm a cold assassin and I don't want to be called a cold name, but yeah, oh yeah, he gives her name. But so yeah, he gives her a name Yuki because she's like snow, but whatever, double meaning.
okay.
Because
Do you
she was born on a record-breaking snowy day,
Mhm.
just like Raiden. Even what was it? It even rained on the
It
day I was
rained when I
born.
was born.
Hell yeah,
You were the lightning in that storm. God, that whole
you were
monologue is
lightning in that rain.
fucking
Yeah,
like the
but yeah,
sexual tension in that scene. Anyway,
he calls her Yuki because she's beautiful like snow, and he likes snow. And he finds snow warm, I guess. And I'm like, that's cool, I guess. It gets double entendre because she's a cold-blooded killer, but now she's warm like snow. Sure.
Mm. Do you like this?
Yeah, I like the series.
Um, yeah, I'm not saying the series was like bad or anything it's like that, but do you like this sort of like setup slash tone better than something like
Eh,
Made the guy I see like recently my maid is suspicious. You remember that series, right?
You mean that Shota series? No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
It,
I like actual women. Or I don't like shotas is what I'm should say. I should say
okay.
because the age discrepancy is not that big in that series compared to this one.
Mhm.
Because
You had that
no,
backwards.
that's is it? Yeah,
No,
sure,
I mean you said that backwards. The age discrepancy
sure.
here is not as big.
Yeah, because he's in high school and uh, I guess spoiler Miss Maid is what or Miss I keep calling her Miss Servant is 21, so it's not that big of a deal. I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, so far there's not much to go on, but
Yeah.
later
What
on,
about? Yeah.
later on because it's teased that she's an assassin and that she has ties to the underworld. She is
Yeah, that's what
a
I was sort
cold-blooded
of
killer. It
implying,
will
right? It's
pop
like,
up later
yeah,
in the
yeah,
series,
yeah.
and
So
his
how?
connection to the underworld as well because
Yeah,
her
it's kind of.
previous
I don't.
master
It's
specifically
it's.
told her to
Yeah, I want
do
to
that.
ask you more questions, but it's like a little bit hard for me to do that without me being essentially spoiling the series, right? But is there? Do you like the amount of serious versus not like, more slice of life, more fuzzy warm kind of stuff? Do you like the balance that the manga has taken when you read it?
Well, yeah. I mean, so far
Okay.
it's the easy slice of life stuff, but there's some cool action battle shonen stuff later on because I'm a nerd like
Mhm.
that, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like her so far. I like her. Her weapon of choice is up my alley. I will.
Okay.
Her main weapon of choice. It's So far she's using throwing knives, but that's not her
Mhm.
only weapon. One should say.
Mm.
What else? Visually, it's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. It's got a specific style that I I'm not smart enough to mention, but it has a
Uh-huh.
distinct art style. Like it might be.
Yeah, I
I
mean
don't
there's
want to
not.
say, but Darky, you want
What are
to
you gonna say?
chime in on this? Like, what's the art style?
I mean it's weird in a lot of ways. Like a lot, sometimes like the lines are a bit thicker at times. It's a bit blockier as well at times. Um, which
These
is
aren't
odd because
exactly
like the
negatives,
cover
but
art, yeah, the cover art does not really reflect um the kind of style it has. It's like almost inky in a way in some shots. It's pretty
Mhm.
interesting for the
yeah,
especially for the type of show it is.
I there's CG involved in some of the things, like when they were showing off her knives she, when she was throwing her knives and they're moving through
They
the
good?
air. Maybe
Because
they're
Felix Film apparently is like they previously specialized in 3D CG, so I'm curious as to
like the
sort of
CG
how
doesn't
that.
look bad, but it's kind of off. There's
Okay.
this strange
Okay.
feeling
Okay.
about it, like
I see.
it might have been enhanced through AI, is what I'm saying. I'm just throwing this out of my ass, but CGs, there's just something off with the CG, not in a bad way. It looks fine, but I don't
Hmm.
know.
Okay.
Maybe that's just me being a weirdo, but yeah. Otherwise, it's pretty good. What
How's
else?
OPED?
Probably one of the best of this season. Just saying. I posted the opening.
Okay.
Did you peep it, Spire? Look at
No,
this
I
Yeah, I'd
didn't.
user.
highly recommend it. It's actually like
Pretty
shockingly
Oh,
good.
this one. Yeah.
interesting
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and entertaining. Like,
It's
The storyboarding is good. Oh, dang.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
pretty much everything
Oh,
about it is
dang.
very
What the
solid.
fuck?
yeah,
This is good.
it's
Oh shit.
Otozuri
What the
by
fuck?
Tricut. The opening's pretty is a pretty visual spectacle, that kind of thing. It's pretty good.
Okay. 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 This is good.
And the ED is pretty good as well, but it's a different style.
Was
It's
the animation was the unit director for this opening separate? Uh, because I'm curious because this is
I
really
would have to
good. What the
assume.
fuck? Yeah, if I want to look at the unit director for this opening. Just like Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow.
It's a
Okay.
pretty good opening.
Yeah.
I bunch of names on this, but yeah, it's Otozure by Tricot.
Hmm.
Tricot. You
Try
don't know
Tricot.
cut.
what Tricot
Yeah.
is? It's a all-female Japanese rock band. They're cool.
Hmm.
Their musical style has been described by Rolling Stone as adrenalized math rock sped up and given pop's candy coating. What is math rock?
Jeez. Math rock is essentially um.
Math
Well,
rock is a
it's like
style of alternative
yeah.
and indie rock with roots in bands such as King Crimson and Rush. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
King
Yeah,
Crimson
it's essentially a rock that has a lot of whack or complicated music structure, essentially. Um, and then they kind of layer stuff on it. But yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
and
The
the
opening.
the
ED.
ED is pretty good. It's Hyojo Sabun by Dust Cell. You know who Dust Cell is?
No, was
What?
it?
Dust Cell is also is a two-member band formed in October 2019. Oh, their agency is Kamisubaki Studio. I know them.
Okay,
Wait,
pretty
do
good.
I do I know Dust Cell? Oh, I do know Dust Cell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The vocalist is Ema. Very cool. I'm I'm not gonna go into that for suspicious reasons. But yeah, opening in ED, I will say probably the best, one of the best of this season.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds like it.
what else was pretty? It's like what is it? Blue Box. Blue Box was also a pretty good opening this season too. Blue
That was
Box
the
or
Higadon opening, right? What was that the
Aonohako?
Higadon opening? No. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
sure.
opening was that?
Uh, let me pull it up. Blue Box was it was Higedandism. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
same
because
blue.
because
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember you talking about it now. We looked it up. Yeah, it was Higadon. Pretty good.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
for two, and
Okay.
while there, I might as well make the voice actor comparison. Yuki, aka Miss Servant, is voiced by Ueda Reina. Do you know who that is?
Never
Lena?
heard of her. Is
Yes, I do
Ueda
know who
Reina, yo,
Lena
it's
is.
that a
I
new
want
up
to
and comer?
2020.
Yeah,
Yes,
the random breakout star.
because the main female role in Blue Box, Chinatsu, is also voiced by Ueda Reina, so that's cool. Two for
Nice,
two.
nice.
2024 is the year of Ueda Reina because she's also been doing what? So she's in Suicide Squad as Fionn. I don't know who Fionn is. Maybe the princess. She's a Shizuku in Solo Leveling, and then in the Code Geass, weird. I don't know. Is it a spinoff? She's uh, she's
Was
Sake
yeah, the
Sumeragi.
rebellion. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Okay,
So yeah,
pretty
and
good.
then so Uede Reina's pretty good, and then
Yeah.
Yokoya Hitoyoshi is voiced by Kumagai Toshiki. Who is this baby
Kumakai,
face?
okay. Yeah, yeah, I remember
He
Kumagai.
looks pretty new. The, huh? His only role I notice is Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush as some guy.
He's
Okay,
done like I think he's done a decent amount of stuff like you know how a lot of voice actors kind of do not fall off, but like in the back they make a lot of money doing these sorts of like BL, like 2D idol mobile game kind of roles. I think I remember his name in
yes,
a couple of those like 2D idol roles at least.
sure.
So, but yeah.
Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Okay, sure.
Yeah. But yeah,
And
I guess overall, what how
I
I guess
want
any last
overall,
words and what
I'll
rate?
give it a solid. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I gave Blue Box 8, right?
Yeah, you gave Blue Box 8.
Blue Box is a visual spectacle that's much better than this, but overall, this has good story beats and the overarching plot of the assassination world is. Do I want to call it that? Sure. The assassination world is pretty unique and interesting, and how she and the dude have some ties in it and whatever
Okay.
that haven't been brought up yet, but they will be later on. But yeah, I was looking forward to this series, and I want to say I'm not that disappointed in it
Mhm.
so far because
Yes.
it's a slow burn.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all slice till we get to the good action parts. But yeah, 7.5. I'll recommend it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Toast, for covering Kimi no Meido-Sama. It was kind of on my watch list too, and I think I'll take a bigger look at it, or at least go through the manga when I have time for this. But thank you very much for helping to cover it. Again, this is Kimi no Meido-Sama, also known in the English localization as You Are My Servant. This is a manga original that was adapted by Felix Films. So, if you do like this sort of kind of classic guy meeting this kind of more Kuudere girl who learns to live, laugh, love kind of stuff business, but also with more, I
She's just
guess,
like your forger.
yeah, but with a later, bigger story. If you kind of do like that traditional structure, please do check this out.